what I got from you, and you coming from a marketing background, and that was how we first met, was growing a brand, right? And
Yeah.
that's really important in terms of building that business. So, why is growing a brand so important for a business?
Well, for me, ever since before, the interest was all about branding. So previously in the past jobs, it's all about branding for the big brands, the tech brands that I work for. And I've seen how that has brought them very far beyond slowdown, economic slowdown, beyond many, many things. So when it came to my turn, I really wanted to build a brand rather than just a product to sell, because I know that that will be the memory of what I have achieved, of what I have done. So everything that we have put together, whether it's the packaging or the name or the price or the look of the shop, everything is down to the purpose of I want it to be a beautiful or a really nice branding. So a lot of our decisions were not just made because of this thing is cheaper or I can easily get this bottle. It's all about, okay, will it look unique? Will people remember us? Will they feel good when they hold it? Does the color look correct? Can they say the name? Is the bag nice enough? So these are, I know it's a very women's touch, but that has really brought us far. And in these 4 years, I have seen many who have tried to do the same kind of business, and because they didn't build a brand, and what they did was they wanted to just sell a product. Right. I believe that kind of set us apart, and people still want to buy that thing where they can put their money and feel really good about. So I always give an example. There are many bags in the world, but when we go to a Louis Vuitton, you feel great when you walk into there's no sale. They don't do any sales in Paris, but people queue up and people buy. What's the difference? This bag, which is 10 ringgit and 100 ringgit and 1,000 and 10,000, all carries the same thing. It's just that you feel good when you bring it. So that's what I wanted to do. It's not just drink to feel healthy, but healthy is sexy, healthy is beautiful. So that is one of the things that went behind, from the juice to the cafe, the salad bar, all the way to the Vietnamese restaurant. It's always been about how do I increase the brand value. So I urge other people when they're about to create, they may have really good recipes, or maybe they have good ideas about their clothing line or food or anything in a business. The name of that brand is very, very important. It's just like my name and your name. When people shout out Freda, you look at it, it's the first thing, it's the thing that gives value to yourself. And so it's the same when people brand a place, a mall, an item. That is the name that's going to be known forever. So you have to really think of it very well.
Right. It's very interesting. You said that you're not selling a product, but you're actually building a brand.
Yes.
Now, one of the things is, 4 years, you've done really well with your business, and a lot of women-owned entrepreneurs, they don't, close to 90%, right, according to NAWEM, these women don't have businesses that have revenues of 500,000 above us, and that's a lot, right? And why do you think is it that a lot of women entrepreneurs don't build larger businesses than they possibly could? Obviously, they can.
Well, one of the first things, really, I'm a mother, and that really woke me up to the fact that I have children that are looking up to me. So that made me, in a good way, that made me wake up to the fact that, do I want to be in corporate forever? And that made me leave corporate life. So the same thing as other women who have gone through childbirth, who starting motherhood, I think that kind of would cut off half of the people who were aiming high before, and then suddenly the burden of children and sleepless nights and diapers and milk and all these things, just it can drag one, this depression is real, the mommy blues, these are all real things. So I would say that could be one part. And also I think it's unfortunate that even in this modern world, women are still seen to be responsible for the home, and we try, women try to be everything, and I am guilty of that too. I have so many roles to play. You have to be a mother, you have to be a wife, you have to be a good business partner.
Be a daughter.
Yeah, and then I have to also represent the brand. I also want to do. There's so many things that we want to do, and sometimes beyond the business, there are more important things. And I really appreciate when I do meet other people and they say, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and most of these women have careers before, so it doesn't mean that they're not capable. It doesn't mean that they don't have it. It doesn't mean that they don't have the willpower or the skill. It's just that they chose to hold back. They chose to hold back to spend quality time, and then eventually, hopefully, the platform in the government or the businesses around allow the women to come back, because most of the questions is always like, how come you were away from working for so long? So I hope that the platform will be very welcoming for women who, after the children have grown, they've grown out of this diaper stage, milk, and they have their own life, they have their own friends. The mothers will start to ask, what's my purpose? I mean, they've gone, the husband is busy, the kids are busy. That's the time that we should encourage these women to come back. So it's not easy to be a woman because you have multiple roles to play, and I think that kind of hinders many of them to go forward, and that guilt is very real.
Right.
Whenever I'm out there trying to sell my brand, trying to represent my brand, trying to open new stores or meet customers, I'm losing an hour or a day of being with my children.
Right.
And you feel really guilty. You feel like, am I a bad mom? They're all at home waiting for me, and I'm here like saying hello to all the other customers. But it's a choice, and I believe that, okay, I've first the support group, my husband understands. I also speak to my children, although they're very young. I say, Mommy has to work Monday to Friday, okay? I gotta work, but Saturday and Sunday is for you guys. Oh, you want waffle, you want this, we'll go out and eat. So I think it's about you wanting something really badly that you're so passionate about, that it will work, that it's making a difference in the world, and then you set the time and say, look, I gotta have a life after you guys grow up. So Mommy has to do the foundation now, and yet I am grateful to have good business partners, because then they can handle the moments when I can't be there, and then I also try to do the same for them. So I urge all the women, and even when I was beginning, that I asked you many times, I said, look, at that time I had one daughter. I knew I wanted business partners because I knew I couldn't be 100% in terms of like, how do I balance? And I was very lucky. I met 2 guys, business partners. So maybe that's also a good balance, because women think a lot. We think a lot. We have many roles to play. We over calculate many things. We overthink. And I find somehow myself over the years, even back in corporate, even until now, I really work with guys very well. Yeah, so that's one thing. I would advise women to seek out partners, but I've seen really good partnerships of women too.
Right.
And if I had that opportunity, I would. However, the synergy with guys is really good. Young boys, young Malaysian boys. Yes.
I guess it's also the dynamics and the different personalities, and just finding that, and that diversity works and all. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.